auto completion, type safety, faster development speed, Typescript, clean code, reusability, and readability, React hooks. Put them together, you make something great. I'll tell you that much. All right, sorry about that. But anyways, welcome to my Typescript plus React hooks tutorial. Can't wait to get started. So yeah, let's go. So basically, what you need to do to get started is you can run this command in your terminal, which basically gives you a nice starting place. It starts a create React app with a TypeScript template. So it has all the TypeScript configuration stuff. It does it all for you. So I already did that. So I have my app right here and we will start it up. All right, 1 second. I think types. Oh yeah, CD code type. Okay, and then yarn start. Okay, this is gonna run our app. So yeah, like I said, just like a brief overview of TypeScript. It is a tooling used on top of JavaScript that lets you have types basically. And yeah, there's a lot of good things that come out of it. It saves you all those like silly mistakes, like, oh, you passed in a string instead of a number, or when using it with React, you're not gonna have to write prop types every time. When you use TypeScript, it'll tell you if you're passing the wrong props to your component, or what props or if you're passing the wrong type of prop. So if you're passing like an object instead of a boolean, I don't know, so something like that. So basically, you could specify all this stuff, and it makes your life a lot easier. I'm telling you, like ever since I switched to TypeScript, I'm never going back. All right, so our app started up, and then we got yo up here, and so, oh yeah, okay, so we're gonna start with use state here. So we got, or let's just look at what the create React app gave us. So as you can see, when you look at the file name, it's got a TSX, which stands for TypeScript, instead of the JSX that we're used to when we're using JavaScript. And yeah, so everything's set up for us when you do the TypeScript create React app, so it's pretty awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna show you what you can do with all this stuff. So to show, so the app I'm gonna be making is I'm gonna be using like the Pokemon API, and we're just gonna be making this like basic kind of like Pokédex kind of thing. All right, so let's make our first component here. So we'll call it card. This will be this will show the, I'll say Pokemon card. This is gonna show the Pokemon card TSX. All right, and so I have a snippet in VS Code. So this gives me a nice starter component for my TypeScript React component. So let's go through all this stuff. So interface. So what is this? So basically, the interface describes the shape of your object, and this object that we're describing right here is going to be our props that we're passing down to this component, right? So I'll give you an example of what we could do now. So basically, we're just specifying the props we want to pass down. So we could say like name of the Pokemon, And then we can say that this is a string. Then we can say the number. I know they have number. So yeah, this is going to be a number. And then we could do, I think there's like a moves if we look at the documentation. Name, ID, one sec, home. All right, let's look at the things we can get back. Here we go. So moves. So we'll be getting back a move array. So what we can do is that when we have an object or an array of objects, what you can do is that you can make your own object for that. So, and then you can kind of nest these inside of each other. So we'll say interface move. And from looking at the documentation, looks like so it has, the move has a name, which is a string, and then it has a URL, which is also a string. And so now what we could do is that we can say moves for props we're going to pass down, and then we can put a move array. All right, so yeah, so this basically says that we're getting an array. This is if it's just one object, but if it's an array of these objects, then we just put this little thing at the end. All right, and so we can see down here that we have the React.FC, which stands for React Functional Component. We're basically saying, we're telling Typescript that this function, this React function Pokemon card, is going to return a React functional component. And then inside these little brackets here, we're saying it's the Pokemon card props. And these brackets right here are something called Typescript generics. So it's basically kind of just like a reusable way of defining types. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so we'll say, let's make a div. All right, let's call it card. I don't know why I'm not getting Emmet, which is dot card. All right, and then we'll say h1. And then, so if we go over here to our little brackets for when we destructure our props, if we do command space, would you look at that? It gives us a nice little list, because VS Code, since we're using TypeScript, is able to know through the interface we made what props are supposed to be coming through. So we get this nice auto completion here. So we can say moves, comma, control space, name, comma, control space, number. And then we can go name, and we can go h2 number, and then we can just do unordered lists, and then moves dot map m for move. Then we're just going to return a li, no, not a link, li. Okay, no Emmet today, with and with inside here we'll do m. And as you can see, since we defined this move, it's given us some nice auto completion right after I tap in the dot. So it's got the name and the URL, so we'll just say the name. All right, so we got a nice Pokemon card right here. let's